Right to go.
Yep. What did you make of that today, Ken?
Look, it was a disappointing game as far as our composure, I thought. Obviously, even at the end, we were sort of still thereabouts, but that was probably a little bit of good luck more than anything else. Carlton left us in the game a little bit at times. They missed some shots. But, more again, our composure, I reckon, showed up a little bit. Our ability to handle a bit of pressure from a mature side. And we certainly didn't handle that the way we need to, but we know that's a learning curve for us.
You gave away quite a few goals just by giving the ball straight to them with kicks. What do you call that?
That's exactly what I'm talking about, the composure. It's when you make those poor decisions. Because early on we would have shown that we were able to make those kicks. It's not that we can't make the kicks. It's our execution of those kicks at the time that we do take them. Sometimes we were slowed up a little bit for too long, and then we try to force that kick. And when you do that, you do get in trouble. That kick's got to be played more of a bit more of a faster play, I think.
It's something frustrating, Ken. Hamish Harvard's sort of entered into the third quarter being an illustration of that.
Some of the players, you're saying some of them are frustrated with Hamish?
Overall, that poor use that you're talking
Oh
about.
yeah, well there's a little. I mean that's what happens. You get a bit of pressure put on you, and then you've got to keep, as I said before, you've got to keep your composure. And I certainly haven't seen what the hammer thing, so I'm not quite sure how bad or what it doesn't or doesn't look like. So, but certainly when you have a little bit of frustration, but that's something you've got to deal with.
Some of your key playmakers were down, particularly early. Obviously that didn't help when the scene was set early on.
Yeah, well, obviously you need. We certainly need our best players or our leaders to stand up at the right time. And this week we had a slow start to the start of the first quarter and not the back of the first quarter. So there's always those challenges. But you always got to think about the opposition. They were up and about early and they were putting pressure on us and they set the scene a little bit. And then we were trying to recover for most part of the day, which we've done for quite a few times through the year.
Do you feel like you've taken a step back since you've over the year against 5 minutes?
No, I don't think we've been playing against sides that have put good pressure. They're helping us get better. They're helping us learn. We know that we fought our way out of a couple of those games that we won. And now we're in the middle of a challenging little patch, and we've just got to be ready to keep going back to work and turning up.
Can West Coast and Adelaide both put a lot of pressure on you guys, and you're able to overcome that and have very good wins? Why have you sort of taken it off a little bit?
I think that's exactly what I just said. We got out of trouble a couple of times in a couple of those games. It was we were able to get going a little bit better. Our use didn't get us in trouble. Whereas now in the last couple of weeks we've almost looked like we're ready to get going, and then we'll make a poor skill area would hurt us. With not too much pressure on us. So that's something we just got to keep working at and understanding that the game's going to do it to you. You've just got to be good enough to stand up when you need to.
Kane Mitchell sort of working his way into sort of starting the game. We all get impressed by him when he comes off, but he's got an advantage, hasn't he, when he comes off the sub-bench?
Yeah, he does. He has an advantage. We've played him in the full game against the Kangaroos, and he wasn't quite as effective for us. We think he certainly adds to us, and it's a tactical move for us is to say, okay, well, he's probably going to be able to inject something into the game at the right time, and we've made that decision. We'll wrestle with it again, whether we should or we shouldn't, and whether he gets a chance to start. Well, that's something we'll make sure we go through thoroughly through the week, and hopefully for Kane's sake he gets to start, and if it means that from a team point of view that's the best method for us, we have to stick with it. Look, medically I can't tell. I mean, certainly he's done his hamstring, so you would imagine that's going to be a 3 or 4 week injury for someone like Dom. And he's had his challenges in the front half of the season of getting his body fit. That was due. He got crook over Christmas, missed a 4 or 5 week period of training, and now it's almost been a bit of catch up for Dom. But when he plays, he gives you what he's got, and you love having him out there. Unfortunately, we're going to have to deal without him for another month.
Is that the same hamstring you missed last week with?
No.
Different?
No, it's not. Unfortunately.
So you don't feel that the team's run out of gas at all? It's just that the other teams maybe hunting you more now?
I think it's more we haven't handled as I said, they haven't handled the pressure they've been able to put on us, which is what you expect in AFL football. And we're at round 8. It's you just got to keep turning up. And yes, sometimes it gets a bit hard and it gets a bit taxing. But we're off an 8-day break. They're off a 6-day break this week, so it's not. There's a bit of maturity on the other side, obviously compared to us. We know that's an issue, but that's just the way footy goes. You've got to handle it.
So how do you learn to handle that?
Keep playing in those games and making better decisions as you go through those games when you turn them into wins. That's how you handle it, and you see that with young teams. You see them; they have to handle that, and they have to handle travelling and playing and coming up against good opponents and dealing with it. It's experience.
I guess you would have been pleased with the fact that they fought the game out well.
Yeah, I'm always pleased with their effort. I think they hang tough. You know, they try to stay in the game. They certainly, you know, they don't give up. They do keep trying to hang in there, and you know, to their credit, they've done it again today. And as I said, in the box, you know, with 8 or 9 minutes to go, we were only 3 goals down. We were 1 goal away from putting a bit of fright into the game, and we just couldn't do that. A bit like last week with Richmond.
Yeah, we certainly felt in the first half. You know, we got jumped a little bit, and their pressure was really good. So, but at half time, we thought we were in the game, and you know, we're never sort of out of it. But you know, 18 points at the end probably flattered us a little bit, and yeah, to their credit, Carlton played really well and brought lots of pressure and just forced us into turning over the ball.
So where do you feel it's going wrong at the moment?
Like Kenny said, opposition teams are now bringing lots of pressure. They've probably looked at our game plan, and you know, we've just got to mature a little bit, and that'll come. And young players need to make the right decisions at the right time, so we'll learn from it.
Some of those mistakes aren't forgivable, though. Some of the turnovers are just killing you.
Yeah, well, we got to be, you know, Kenny backs us to take our kicks and take the game on, but you know, it has to be the right decision. So yeah, like I said, we'll learn from it going forward.
How big is next week now against Geelong? You've lost 3 in a row to sort of get back into the winner's circle.
Yeah, really looking forward to the challenge. Obviously, they're up and going and a great side, so it'll certainly be a good challenge for us, and one that personally I'm really looking forward to, and I'm sure Kenny is as well.
Ken, you obviously would have earmarked next week for farewell with the fixture.
I certainly haven't earmarked the fixture because you know, I haven't been at the Cats for quite some time. You know, I've been able to watch them for 3 years and see what they've been able to do. They're a great, strong side. They taste their first loss this week. I'm sure they'll be ready to go, and they'll make it a really challenging test for us, but one that we welcome, one that we need to play, one that we should look forward to playing against one of the best teams in the competition. Bring it on, I reckon, and let's see how we go.
Ken, how much are you missing Jackson Trengove? His 3 game absence coincided with your 3 defeats. Obviously, he's a bit of a pillar.
I'd say that means it's significant. We certainly are missing Jackson, and you know, Jasper Pittard probably as well, down back. You know, it's when you take 2 out of your back 6, it's, you know, it's a big chunk out of any area of the ground, and we've certainly missed them. But that doesn't mean we can't live without them. But we just have to get players who, you know, and give them some more experience in those areas, and expect them to be able to stand up. But yeah, no, you always miss key people in your game, and you know, any side does. You just don't like having your you know, key positions, especially. You don't like them out of your side.
And Robbie, how do you feel your place at the moment? 6, obviously 5 and 3 now. Still a reasonable spot in the ladder.
Yeah, definitely. You know, really happy with our start of the year so far. Obviously, haven't been happy with the last 2 or 3 weeks, but you know, we're in a good position now, and you know, we've got a lot of things. We know where we're at. We need to improve and keep moving forward. So you know, next month of footy, up until the bye, will be a good test for us, and we'll be looking to close out the second half of the year well.
Thanks, guys. Thanks, everyone.